If you correspond with Ralf on television, video, or telephone, audio, or you chat, text, or email him, you're giving him permission to duplicate it, rebroadcast it on any of the Take Your Life Back Today show broadcasts.
Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You then try banging on the lid to hopefully unsettle the dirt. Maybe somebody might notice and start digging their way to helping you. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to fear death, you have to be totally you have to have a great feeling to repress the fear of death. You have to be so out of tune of death, not realizing how bad death is, the end result, by taking your life away from your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, children, and grandchildren. Don't be like the person that I'm just talking about that went to their grave and didn't reach out for help. Instead, just give me a call, 844-405-HELP, and I promise I'll help you take your life back. Folks, substance abuse, it really can not only hurt relationships, it can destroy relationships. Substance abuse hurts relationships. Many of the discussions surrounding addiction tend to focus on physical and psychological effects of substance abuse. The effects of drug addiction, however, expand beyond these issues and further encompass one's special health and well-being. Social health refers to one's relationship and the ability to maintain healthy, rewarding connections. Social health and healthy support systems are correlated strongly with individuals' success, self-esteem, and happiness in life. Unfortunately, substance abuse and addiction can damage social health. All types of relationships, family, friendships, and romantic relationships can put under enormous strain when someone becomes addicted. The elements of successful relationships. Even without the presence of an addiction, relationships are complex issues that take work to maintain. Successful relationships use honest, assertive communication based on respect. Have fun and let it be rewarding. Have the goal of compromise, trust, and understanding. Have an absence of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, violence, and aggression. Thrive with the times of individuality and times of togetherness. Allow for all members to feel good about themselves. The damage associated with addiction can happen when you don't take care of it. When addiction enters the mix, many of the elements that make for successful relationships become much more difficult to maintain. Once a substance user progresses from occasional use to addiction, they are likely to have single focus, obtaining and using their vice. Since relationships often cannot compete with the euphoric experience of substance abuse, or substance use, I should say, the user will typically put less time and energy into maintaining that relationship, allowing various damaging elements to begin to surface to the top. There is always secrecy. Someone that begins using alcohol or other drugs excessively may not be outwardly open about their use due to strong feelings of shame, guilt, and fear of judgment. They may think others will understand or not understand or accept the situation, which breeds the tendency to be secretive with their loved ones. They might even lie. Where they are, who they were with, the events of their day, why they are behaving differently, why money is missing. At times, secrecy will increase to the point of complete distancing or complete isolation. This can put enormous strain on any relationship. Is your relationship suffering as a result of addiction? Are you being physically, mentally abused because your other significant one is abusing drugs, alcohol? You can give me a call at 844-405-HELP, and I will help you take care of the situation you're in. Are there trust issues? With increased lying and deception associated with secrecy, it is only a matter of time until the significant other begins to notice differences between fact and fiction. The loved one may begin to develop trust issues due to perceived lack of respect, honesty, and loyalty. Trust is essential of feelings, safety, and care relationships, and reduced trust often leads to emergence of a number of relationship damaging issues such as jealousy, anger, fear, and resentment. Is there anger and abuse going on? Anger and violence can become concerns as a relationship just goes spiraling downwards. Frustrations will be high, but if someone is using substances that is known to cause aggression, the situation may even become very dangerous. Drugs known to increase anger, irritability, and violence include the following: alcohol, cocaine, MDMA, meth, Ritalin, and other prescription stimulants, steroids. Living with an addict or an alcoholic can put the loved one at a greater risk of victimization. Additionally, the loved one living with an alcoholic or addict may have an increase in their own frustration, causing them to express anger or act out violently against the substance user. If you're experiencing domestic violence in your relationship, you can always reach out to a domestic violence hotline. What about enabling? What is it? Are you giving that person money? Anger is not only the way substance abuse can impact a user or a loved one. At times, in a flawed attempt to help the addict, the loved one would transition into the enabler. Enabling includes the following: taking on responsibility for behaviors and feelings of the addicted loved one, working hard to minimize the negative consequences, accepting blame, Making excuses. A classic example of enabling is providing money on a consistent basis so that the user is able to retrieve drugs and alcohol. He or she may ask for money for gas or even groceries, and while their loved one may suspect it is going to drugs, they provide it anyway. The line between helping and enabling often is extremely difficult for those who love someone struggling with addiction to discern. Codependency. Codependency shares some traits with enabling. According to the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration, codependent people control others because they do not think the other person can function independently, have low self-esteem, and only focus on their loved one, are willing to compromise their own needs, wants, and beliefs to keep the loved one calm and content, are very cautious and aware of emotional changes of others, maintain loyalty and commitment to their loved one despite the lack of trust and love and the lack of maybe codependency. Codependent individuals often get involved in relationships that are one-sided. Someone who is codependent may be frustrated by the needs and actions of their addicted loved one, but also feel compulsive need to take care of that person. The codependent needs the addict as much as the addict needs the codependent. The identity may become wrapped up in the martyr role, feeling compelled to serve or sacrifice for their partner, yet simultaneously acting to fulfill their own needs to attachment and closeness. Codependent relationships typically involve that the fair share of enabling, as the caretaker figure will often try to cover up the addicted individuals, resolve their issue, instead of allowing them to face their natural consequences of their substance use. Don't be a victim in your own house. Don't be a victim in your relationship. Give me a call at 844-405-HELP, and I promise I will help you take your life back. And may God bless you.
but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there. Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. Will ask, you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. No prayer too small. He always knows what's right. God hears them all. There is no prayer too small. My God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no